Hello friends, myself Monali Dumore. Today we are going to discuss good laboratory practices, its scope and implementation of GLP regulations. So GLP is a good practice which need to be used in the laboratory, the purpose of which the testing, the physical, chemical and microbial testing of material as applicable and to avoid the threats or hazards to the human. Now, GLP is a quality system which relates the organizational process and conditions under which test the safety studies are planned, performed, monitored, recorded, archived and reported. Now we will see the scope of this GLP. So generally GLP regulations are applied to the non-clinical laboratory studies that are submitted or conducted for submission to the FDA in support of research or marketing permit for product regulations by FDA. Now we will see the history of GLP regulation, why these GLP regulations are comes or what is the need of these GLP regulations. So during the year 1975, when the US FDA inspected several pharmaceuticals and industrial biotech laboratories to review and monitor the preclinical data submitted by them, but they were found very irregularities and fraudulent practices in their industry. So the practices were the experiment were carelessly executed, inaccurately analyzed or reported. The technical persons totally unaware of the importance of the protocol. Then the protocol were poorly designed and procedures were not followed properly. The equipment were not properly calibrated. The characterization of test item and test system and archiving were inadequate. The standard procedures were not laid down properly. The management didn't ensure critical review of the data or proper supervision of personnel. The accuracy could not be given to the scientific qualification and adequate training of a personnel involved in the research studies. The sponsors were failed to monitor the adequately the studies performed in whole or in part by the contract testing laboratories, and the firm totally failed to verify the accuracy and completeness of the scientific data in the report of non-clinical laboratory study in systematic matter before submission to the FDA. So the FDA commissioner summarized all these problems to the several Senate members of USA and their subcommittees, and finally on 19th November 1976, the FDA proposed regulation for GLP. These proposed regulations were promulgated as a result of FDA finding from inspection of facilities conducting non-clinical laboratory studies. So overall laboratory studies or infection said that the problematic area were the testing laboratory facilities, the personnel and the animal care. And the major problem in this area were the lack of quality assurance unit, failure to test each batch, test article carrier mixture, lack of standard operating procedure for equipment, cleaning, calibration, maintenance and repair, lack of references to storage of data, reports or specimen, and the highest compliance were animal care and the testing handling of this test article in the non-clinical laboratory studies, where the main focus on the animal care, where the lack of quality assurance unit, the lack of protocol or specific item of protocol, lack of records for cleaning, calibration and maintenance of equipment. So of the thorough inspection throughout the evaluation of the comments from the public hearing of retail responses to the proposed regulation and 3 months inspection program, the FDA issued a final regulation on 22nd December 1978, and these final regulations become effective on 20th June 1979. So the regulations are such that they are improved to to the non-clinical study, and they improve the laboratory studies which are going for the non-clinical laboratory studies. Thank you.